Yeah, it looks like we got into Copenhagen at 8 o'clock in the morning. Just landed in Copenhagen, and I think we got the cheap seats. Bloody industrial port here, this one. Good grass growing on the roofs, but we got to catch up, get on a hop on, hop off bus. They just came in there, so yeah. We got the cheap seats, eh? We're in Copenhagen. Just came in on the hop on, hop off. There's some gypsies over there, I reckon. They were just feeding the birds. I don't know what we're at here, the Royal Palace or something. The Palace Hotel. That is scary. They're all pigs. No. Might read about it over there. Okay.
That's one? Okay. Oh, yes.
Young lady telling us where we need to be or where we're trying to be. The canals are quite clean here.
Nicer this way.
Yeah. He wanted to do a bit of cleaning before he tries to leave. They give people those kayaks free, but they've got to pick up rubbish. At least the canals are clean here in Copenhagen.
Lana, that's Christian Ball Palace.
Watch out. Got a horse track in front of it, is it? For the trooping of the colours.
Yeah, well, they changed the guards and everything. It's very similar.
These things drop down. Geez, they're solid.
How cool is that? I've never seen them do that. Must be able to open the four of them. Alright, let's have a walk around.
Back on those cobblestones again.
To the back of the palace? I think we need to get... Well, it's only going to be the back, that road we came.
Very rough to walk on. The Danish palace. You can see there's not many tourists around in here. It's very quiet. It's pretty early. Be still 10 o'clock, I would imagine. Or close to it. The Danish palace. I think that's where they stand up on the balcony there, Alana said. We're quite early, so there's not too many people around yet. See those cobblestones all out the front here.
We got windows open upstairs.
Yeah. Excited now. These bloody bikes.
Well, you've got to think the great grandfather came.
Here comes one of the boats. Oh no. They're all waving to us. The glass. Looking at these things.
Yeah, I've got to get that now.
Yeah.
Do you need help?
I think we went and had a coffee around this time, I remember.
Nice fountain, that one.
A nice little coffee shop here somewhere we went to.
The lion must be guilty or something. La bebida.
There's a burger again.
Burger. It's a very nice city, this one.
I don't know where they got to.
You need to put your camera up high and see if they're up there.
Yeah.
They won't have stopped anywhere.
I know.
I think they're walking just straight ahead.
Push bikes and more push bikes in Copenhagen. There's plenty of them. Most of them have got 7-speed gears in them. Yeah, they're called Nordens, and they've got a 7-speed gearbox built into the hub. They got a 7-speeder. They're quite nice bikes.
I think we're waiting here to catch the bus again to go back to the
So
ship.
get around on those pushes.
Well, there's either do it easy. Big wine,
Nice
gin and
trees.
wine. Is that what we call
Can we
this
go?
wine? No, she's over there.
She's over there
Trying
trying
to
to.
work out what's going on from the young
Aren't the
fella.
trees lovely when they're just blooming out in
And look at the
spring?
beautiful pigeons.
The pigeons, Lena, look at them.
They're fat.
I'll bet they're fat.
Oh, there's a fountain. And there is the mermaid.
Bus driver had to have a break, I think, here, so we're sitting around waiting for another bus.
The hop-on bus just stopped, don't it?
Just ruined our...
Just ruined our day.
Well, I know there must be another spot.
We don't know what
So
happened.
he's gone to blue.
There's
That's all right.
bikes everywhere.
Do ya? Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah.
You got to watch out for them, I know that.
That's straight there.
Yeah, the tourists are alright. It's electric.
Should we be on that side though? I want to be, I mean,
A few more tourists around this area. I think we just got on the hop-on, hop-off bus. We were just stopping at places on the way back to the ship.
Oh, that's these houses we wanted to see. That boat hasn't moved for a while.
Bence bir saat yapalım.
Yes, sir.
Where you got the kiss or word from?
Yeah,
You didn't know it was
Oh
a
my
word.
goodness,
You thought it
sweetie.
was slang.
and there are a lot of people around. Yeah.
Yes.
See the buildings on the other side too? in Copenhagen. You can see the bottom, but there's a lot of rubbish down in there. Just walking through this area with all these coloured houses. Some nice scenery around. Lots of people ride push bikes around here. Water's so clean. You can see right to the bottom. There's seagrass growing in there. I think they try to keep it clean, it's just pretty blows in.
Lots of cafes along here too.
Lots of cafes and restaurants along here.
As I said, they give people those kayaks they give it to them free to go and clean rubbish out. That's how they keep them so clean.
1681.
Yeah.
The old one, I think.
1681, let us see.
1681, eh?
You could stand there without that up maybe for a minute and I'll see on your photo or something. That white one up there with the buses.
Big canal boats. How's that going to get through? Don't know how you're going to turn around. They're electrics, those things anyway. I see how he does it. You can just turn around.
They like their canals around
Yeah,
here.
he's done it before. And there he goes. They've just changed over, I think, these little fellas with their hats on. Everyone's watching anyway.
That was it. He was whispering sweet nothing.
Yeah, did they change?
No.
Oh.
No, he gave him a message.
Oh. Bloody nightmare.
Yeah, we came into this
Look at them all.
concert at night here. Oh my
I can't hear a
God.
thing she's saying.
It was crowded. Doesn't look that bad here, but we've got to meet up with the guide at a certain time, and I'm wondering how the hell we're going to find her.
Crazy. Yeah. Oh my God.
Because the sun doesn't go down here till
Really
late
rocking
too.
in here.
It's daylight till
Tivoli Gardens in
9.
Copenhagen on a Friday night with thousands of people. Yeah. Isn't that nice?
Beautiful.
It's funny in here, we went in here and this little kid come and told us we shouldn't be in there. I think we went into that area there. You'll hear him in a minute. I might just say something.
G'day.
Yeah, I was just talking to that kid.
Yeah.
We're not supposed to be in here, I don't think.
Pagan, they call it, but I think it's like dancing streets and things.
Look at that there behind you.
We were in here for a couple of hours, I think, before we went on the canal cruise. The drinking age here is 16 too, so we saw a lot of young kids wandering around with, I don't know, 4 or 6 beers they could carry.
Plenty of beer by the looks of it.
It was fairly rocking. Doesn't look like there's many people, but there are.
Scan.
Oh, easy, isn't it?
Definitely worth looking at.
Yeah.
It's beautiful.
Jeez, look at that theme park.
Look at these.
It's been a Friday night, see? That's why there were so many people around. It was all happening here. Probably around 6 o'clock, I think, in the afternoon.
Hydrangeas, aren't they?
Isn't it? Look at these hydrangeas.
Yeah.
The size of the blooms. Oh my goodness.
Lots of fish in there.
Big dragonflies there. The fish are hungry and the seagulls are hungry.
Moving, there's a lot to see. I was trying to get you to get me a picture over there and you wouldn't.
Where's that?
See on this little thing? I was trying to get a
High.
picture.
The one behind it does.
I don't blame them.
They're going to drop them in a minute. Oh, Jesus. Holy hell. Would be a strange feeling.
They just got the lights coming
are all
on.
just
Yeah.
coming on.
We're not going
We're going to be leaving.
in the dark. It just be so beautiful.
Yeah.
Was a shame, that. Because of the sun going down so late.
See that lovely reddish colour?
Oh, yeah.
That's a Japanese maple there.
Oh,
Isn't that beautiful?
up there, yeah.
That's why I love that one at home. You always try and cut down. They probably all come alike too.
Yeah. Oh, they got a little...
Ja, fordi så er det et eller andet 3 billetter.
Yeah. The music carousel.
Yeah,
It's all happening in here. Big peacock. Everyone's just lolling around on a lazy Friday afternoon. Oh,
I've got some lovely photos in
yeah, well I got a bit of video, so. All waiting for the concert.
people in the dark.
Hey?
If I like being this many people in the dark.
Pretty lit up, but that's where they buy those 6 beers together.
Oh yeah.
6 o'clock.
Just got 6 o'clock there then, I hear. It's strange watching all the young kids wandering around drinking.
Jeez.
Yeah, we're on the cruise up the canals.
17th century and the time of Christian IV, but the building set fire on the 16th of April this year. And after a whole week of work for the fire extinguishers to kill out the fire, they legal places. Oh, it's not volume enough. I'll put up the volume. Yeah, the flag. I'll take that one too. So, but you can go swimming here. At the legal
The
flag, you notice there's almost 100 different species of fish here in the harbour. So we have different, some of them are edible too. And we want to replenish the biodiversity of our harbour. So we have 200 of these bio huts placed around the harbour. Again, a part of Copenhagen built during the time of
These are interesting. Look at those.
17th century.
You take photos of it.
I had a couple of the guides sitting beside me.
He was 11 years old until his death in 1648. So he lived for 60 years. I'm going to be quiet for a while now.
Richard Litz.
Nice old boat.
Must be living on them already.
And then they've got a little boat beside, I guess. She cannot talk with them. Wow, look at that spirals onto the top. See them?
Yeah.
People walking up there.
The poodle.
Must have been about 7:30 here, I think.
Danish dog.
Because we were leaving at 10 o'clock.
We are still going to see the Church of Our Saviour at close view. You perhaps noticed the church bells just before they arrived from this church. And the church itself is also a curious sight. It has a characteristic tower of a spiral staircase moving around the tower on the outside. The stair has 400 steps from the bottom of the church to the top, and the church is crowned with a golden globe.
Whoever can get it has got to sell it.
You only get a quick glimpse of it.
Someone's actually climbing the steps there at the top.
Yeah. Yes. Not for me.
We also have the most photographed tree in Denmark right in front of the church.
Yeah, they all know it.
They're pretty shy. Oh yeah. The bridge you're about to capture on camera.
person. The bridge is built with platforms, so it's possible to stay on the bridge. And he's very inspired by the married team here with the bridge. So it looks like a ship with 5 masts.
And these bridges open up to let bigger boats in.
Yeah,
I think that's what she was just saying.
no, I'm trying not to.
You got to keep your head down underneath these bridges.
It's only going to push it back a bit, that's it.
There's Joy up front there, I can see. And Joanne just in front of her.
And then straight in front of us we have the Black Diamond.
Yeah, that bridge swings around.
The Black Diamond is built on black granite from Zimbabwe, and the building has a 7-degree section of the opposite side of the tunnel in the facade. On the mornings, on early mornings, it shimmers like a pound of diamonds. Inside the Royal Library we have the inside the Black Diamond we have the Royal Library of Denmark. And it was built in 1999. It's an extension of the earlier library.
See, that one can open up or lift up. Look at it. There we are. They're the 2 guides sitting beside me there. Those 2 women there were 2 of the guides we had for the night. The other one's up front there talking. They were telling us too that the power's generated by burning rubbish. I think we'll see it shortly. They burn all the rubbish.
Very nice to look at. The backside, the only important part is his own view, and he would live at the Christian Palace back then, because Christian Palace was the royal palace in Denmark. And here's another huge warehouse, and you notice how the more modern houses here in this part of the canal are inspired by the old warehouse style. But the modern apartments are right here in the harbour. There's also built for a oil terminal in the 60s, and during the year 2000, here we find the representations of Faroe Island and Greenland, and also the Embassy of Iceland.
I think at the end of this trip we went and saw the Little Mermaid too, which I don't think I've got any video of it here.
Representational. The Kongens,
I took a photo of this before.
the King's New Square, Kongens Nytorv, we call it in Danish. And the canal was dug out. The building is designed by 2 Danish architects, Logo and Tanda, which opened in 2008. These apartments were so expensive, they were mentioned in the news, and people would pay 10 million euros. So these are currently the most expensive apartments in Copenhagen. People often ask.
There it is.
Demon ship.
So we are now sailing between the Holmen Islands. We find it with private apartments and offices, and the opera house is next to us. We also have a 4 art schools out here. So we are now sailing between Holmen Islands and also behind. And another silent zone.
Got a bit of wind noise here.
You can even take your boat up the middle.
Amazing.
During the Cold War, it was a torpedo boat factory, and it was possible to sail through the building. And it's a private apartment complex nowadays. It was rebuilt in 1991. And then we have some cannon boat sheds here on our left side, built for cannon boats that were the size of the boat we're sailing in now, but rowing boats, and then they had cannon guns on board and very quick access to the waters. New ring of fortifications around Copenhagen. The area was occupied by the Nazis during the Second World War, and then abandoned for a couple of decades. until the 1970s, when the youth here in Copenhagen decided to invade the area, make it their own, and they created this free town, they call it. Also Christiania is a proper name for the area.
There's the power station up there.
From this plant. The Danish architect Bjarke Ingels, he also built the first hill we ever had here in Copenhagen. We climbed the tallest climbing wall in Europe in this curvy structure on the side of the building. So now we have it all. We don't have to take to Switzerland to go skiing any longer. It's so neat with the small little hammock, and they also have these small boats
This is sort of the Danish equivalent of Simon Cowell.
Oh.
That's his boat.
Oh,
He's
okay.
like a famous Danish X Factor judge.
Here are some more of the Navy structures that were at Holmen once. The cranes here on our left side were part of a Navy wharf, and they would use the wharf even in the 80s, but only to repair Navy ships. So the cranes are from that side. The Opera House opened in 2005, and it took a lot of inspiration from the old. So, and the Opera House is next to the Opera House.
Getting towards the end here, but we did see the Little Mermaid, which for some reason I didn't put it up here.
1794 when the old
There are four buildings.
Yeah, we
We
saw
saw
it.
the flag is up, so it means royalty is home. The king and queen are home. Mary's home.
I think we're talking about Mary, the Queen of Denmark.
I noticed how the white ship has caught your attention instead.
I think she was talking before they had an artificial skiing area back there. That's why she said that we didn't need to go to Switzerland anymore.
And behind Battery Sixes, another house.
Getting a bit dark.
Yes, we did see it.
Do take the chances. Really difficult to achieve otherwise.
Well, it's a good boat trip, this one.
Tour is over now, so please remember your belongings. You stay seated a little
just
while
like
longer.
it,
We still
mate.
need to attach
No, it was
ourselves to the
good.
key.
It
and
was
we want to
good.
go
It was
safely.
good that we'd done
Mind you,
today.
step on board.
It was good we'd done
And
today.
finally, the captain
Because
and
we
I want
already
to
had
thank
a
you for
bit of
sailing with us. I
perspective.
wish you
Okay, there is the Little Mermaid. I did get it, just a photo of it. There was a nice statue here, sort of a water feature. Just a few photos I'm throwing in. That was near the Little Mermaid, this thing. These were back at the concert. Very nice afternoon here. Yeah, just a few to finish it off. Not sure where we're going next. Anyway, that's it.